What's going on, brothers and sisters? So, it's the second video tonight. I'm trying to get it in before the Sabbath set. Um, so, the other topic, or one of the other topics that I had discussed recently, and again, this conversation happened with several people over a period of time, and it's the topic of forgiveness. You know, and as I've said many times on these videos, is Brother Tezwan is still a man. You know, I'm still Tezwan. And, you know, it's being able to distinguish the two, right? You know, if you lie to yourself and say that who you are in front of God and who you are in front of man are the same, you're definitely doing exactly that. You're lying, right? So I try to keep it 100. I try to be honest. I'm not somebody that, you know, I can't think of many times in my life where I've forgiven a person. You know, I've given grace, I've given mercy, but to forgive, no, that's beyond me. And honestly, in my observation, I think it's beyond God, as I understand God and as I understand the teachings of Jesus. You know, everything that we do, we're going to have to stand an account for. So if you have this idea that, you know, every time you do something, you pray about it and you ask for forgiveness, if you think that you're still not going to have to stand an account for those things, you have drastically misunderstood the teachings of Jesus. You will have to stand an account for those things. Now, you know, the whole idea in terms of repenting for our sins is to ask God to give us grace and mercy in those sins. Sin meaning things that we pursue that could end up in death, right? And so when we're asking for forgiveness for our sins, it's not though the slate is going to be clean, right? What's happening is that which you did is being pushed aside, and you allow through that whatever it is with minimum repercussions to you in that circumstance. So if it's a scenario where you out here hoeing and, you know, the outcome for you hoeing might been you catching AIDS or you catching a out of wedlock child that you didn't want your wife to know about, or you catching a case because her husband showed up or his wife showed up or whatever the case may be, right? That could have been the outcome that you were supposed to, any of those could have been the outcome of all of them. Could have been the outcome you were supposed to get out of that situation. But because God gave you grace and mercy, you know, you only got the argument with your wife and the threat to get divorced because that's the grace and mercy that God gave in that situation, or your wife gave in that situation as well. So it's one of those things where when we're talking about forgiveness, in the sense that's why they often say, I forgive, but I don't forget. Forgiveness requires you to forget. And in my observation, man nor God forgets. You know, because if God forgot, you wouldn't have to stand an account for it when your time comes. So the idea that man could do something that God can't is a fallacy in of itself. So, you know, the things that people have done to me, I haven't forgiven you for because I haven't forgotten. Now, do I allow you grace and mercy? You know, I have a scenario with a relative of mine. You know, this person did some very evil things in my life. And this person has never been who their title says they should be in my life. They've never been that person to me. And there are people inside my kinship group that feels I should let bygones be bygones, or I should not observe or view that person the way I do. But I can never not see the things that this person did to me and to others that I care and love about and love on. You know, this person was never a positive influence in my life. So the idea that I could forgive this person or forget the things that this person has done is a fallacy. So what I do though is I give grace and mercy. The mercy is I don't do the things in my heart to do to this person because of what this person's done to me and what I saw this person do to other people. That's mercy. So the grace is I avoid this person. I try to limit my encounters with this person because, I recognize that there's people in my kinship group that do love this person, that will give their life for this person, that do feel like this person deserves a second chance. That's not me. I don't operate like that. And for someone to ask someone to do such a thing, it's kind of selfish because that which you're willing to let go of and give grace and mercy on might not be where I'm at to give grace and mercy on. Because that which was done to me or done to others might be way greater than you would ever have thought or imagined. And only thing you know is what was spoken on. So it's one of those things, again, when we're talking about grace and mercy, or forgiveness, they're not the same. Because for me, forgiveness is me wiping the slate clean as if it never had happened. And in my experience, in my observation, I've never come across a person that can treat someone who had done such a thing to them like it hadn't happened. Like it hadn't happened. So just like with the idea of unconditional love, this forgiveness idea is a fallacy to me. If I give you anything, I give you grace and mercy. But to forgive you or to forget about what you did, it's impossible. Unless I wake up tomorrow and I have complete amnesia of the life that I'm currently in, it's not going to happen. And, if someone says that it is, they're lying. They're lying not only to the people in the environment, but they're lying to themselves first and foremost. They're lying to God, right? In the idea that you have forgiven this person. No, Lord, I give this person grace and mercy. By your directive, by your accord. That's what I give, not forgiveness. It's only His to do. It's only the Father's to do, to forgive and to forget, to wipe that slate clean. Me as a man, I can't do that. That's not my place. That's not my role. So that's my 2 cents on this idea and this concept. Like I said in the previous video, to each is his own on this. If you choose a different path, that's yours to choose. But this is just my observation of this topic and how it